Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I'm your host, Yusuf. A show about real people, real stories. Welcome back to the movement. I want to introduce my beautiful guest, one of my fellow kings, Daoud Soukary. Hey!
I'm gonna put my full name on there.
100%. What do you mean, bro? David Diabetes, aka Malak Al Gamal, bro. It's always good to see you, man.
Appreciate that.
It's a pleasure finally having you on. We've been talking about this every day, Mr. Vloggings and all that other stuff.
I know, every other day.
I'm like, you know what, bro? Let's finally get Diabetes on the show.
I appreciate it.
Let's finally get to have you here.
I appreciate it.
Even though we're together every day anyways, you know?
Every night, 8 p.m.
You know what I mean? You know what? We act like we're working.
But we are, though.
Yeah, we are, bro. We're smoking 4 heads a night, smoking shisha. We act like, we're out here brainstorming and we're putting up ideas on the board.
You know what, though? Like, if you
push your mic up a little bit.
Besides, like, the shisha, is this fine?
Yeah.
So, besides, like, the shisha, the amount of, good conversation we have, like, we have conversation in, like, depth.
100%.
A lot of things we talk about are, like, amazing.
100%. You know what?
I think it's worth, like, the lung cancer, to be honest.
You know what? It's always worth the lung cancer, no matter what, bro. Even if you're just sitting there in silence, man, you got a little laptop on your lap, good to go.
And at least that lung cancer is, like, Madagascar flavored, you know what I mean? Blue mint flavored,
bro.
All these cigarettes, it's what taste.
I still can't believe you did me dirty the other day, bro.
What did I do?
When you kept trying to get me to sell you a box, and I'm like, there's a shortage out here.
It was for my cousin.
Cut this out for Trudeau's sake, just in case if he tries to come and he tries to nab my stash.
First off, I don't know about supply and demand and like the food chain in shisha, but
bro, it's always the same shit.
Muhammad just needed a little box,
Bro, they always say the same shit. It's always a new story, man. It's always a new story. What do they say? Oh, you know what? The supplier, they're running issues, and then we're gonna have to charge you $36,000 a box, and you're like, are you talking in Japanese wons?
Yeah, exactly.
And pesos? No, American dollars. You know what I mean? And you're like, bro, like you have your own terms of inflation and hyperinflation. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's always get every single night we're brainstorming, we're putting a couple things together.
So we're trying to take over the world, bro.
There you go, man. So, but obviously, I want everybody to know about you today, right? So let's talk about David Diabetes, the legend himself, bro. Malak Al Gamal.
Dude, what's there to say?
Where are you from?
I'm an Ottawa local. I grew
nationality.
Nationality wise, I'm mixed. I'm mixed origins.
So you're hybrid.
I'm Egyptian and I'm Moroccan.
Nice. Who's the Egyptian? Who's the Moroccan?
Dad's Egyptian, mom's Moroccan.
It's gonna sound very redundant because I know you very well, but
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We gotta show love to the viewers.
Absolutely.
Okay, so dad's Moroccan, mother's Egyptian, right?
No, you gotta reverse that. Dad's Egyptian, mom's Moroccan. I went to elementary school in Morocco, but for the most part, I spent more time in Egypt.
I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah, I did. Man,
I thought you went to Bayshore public school.
I did for a bit, but I actually went to school in Morocco.
Did you?
That's where I picked up. Yeah, we picked up my cousins. We went out there, and then they came with us to Canada.
Who?
Tarabi and them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were in Morocco. They weren't born here.
Well, I actually never knew that.
Yeah, so
so you went to Morocco.
Went to elementary school there for a bit, and I think that might have been one of the last times I was in Morocco. I haven't been there since.
How's the food?
The food's good.
Real?
Yeah, tagine, couscous. It's good stuff.
Couscous. Where's the rice?
There's no rice, man.
What?
There's no rice.
No rice?
No rice.
Forget about it, bro.
Honestly,
Italians are offended right now. Half the Middle East is offended right now. Where's the risotto? Where's the riz?
There's a lot of like rice dishes in Morocco, but couscous it's like a national dish, bro.
Well, I've never actually had Moroccan food.
You'd like it.
I'll try it out, bro. Listen,
you guys have great food. Like, Lebanon is elite with like the
No, bro. I think the Italians are doing it.
I think Lebanese. I prefer Mediterranean, like Middle Eastern food.
You know what? My mom is a gangster cook. My mom's 4'2".
MashaAllah.
She's like 60 pounds soaking wet, packs a serious punch, bro. But her chef skills, unbelievable.
Mom was amazing. That barbecue a couple days ago, she was
unbelievable.
Cutting it up, the way she marinated. MashaAllah.
You know what? I'm not even gassing her up because she's my mother. Yeah. Wallah, we're very honest people in my house. Like, we give credit where credit's due. A spade is a spade and an ace is an ace.
Bro, your mom deserves all the credit.
I swear to God, you know how many times I've tried other people's foods?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, nobody touches my mother. I don't know what it is, bro. We call her General Waffles for a reason.
You know what? It's just consistency and every mom's a chef, bro.
Okay, we'll go back to you. Sorry, bro. I'm going on a tangent here. Okay, so Morocco, you came back. You had some food there. You came back. You're full.
I was full.
So now where did you grow up in the city of Ottawa?
I grew up in the West End in Bayshore.
And how was Bayshore back in the days?
Bayshore was it was interesting. It's very different from how it is now, but it was full of a lot of unique characters.
How, you know what, contrast today from today and back then, honestly, what would you say? How different is Bayshore from growing up there into
Different neighborhoods? I think the big shift happened when there was a shift in management. So Fergusley Limited runs Bayshore now, and they're a subdivision of Minto, whereas before it was just Minto. And there's a lot of like OCH housing, Ottawa Community Housing, or OCH. So like you have so many neighborhoods surrounding Bayshore, Ritchie, Ramsey, Penny. So people always include Bayshore in that, ring of other neighborhoods, but it's not an OCH neighborhood. It's actually like, it's just low rent, but it's not a community like rental.
I always thought it was a cult. As soon as you see each other, whatever, yo, you're from Bayshore. Hey, you're from Bayshore. Oh, my brother, how are you? Nice to see you, man. Bayshore for life.
Which is crazy because Ottawa is so small. It should be like, oh, you're from Ottawa. Hey,
I swear to God, Bayshore's a cult. It's a whole different. Oh, you're from Ritchie, Ramsey. Oh, you double R, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Ah, Bayshore. Good to see you, man. It's a pleasure.
It's love with everybody.
Oh yeah, you remember back in the days in the park? We've all been in the same parks, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways, so what do you think? How was it when you guys grew up? Was it really rough?
It was like a lot of drug dealing, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of people played a lot of sports in Bayshore.
How do you think they cleaned up the crime in Bayshore, though?
Cleaned up the crime?
Well, obviously, you're not going to ever clean up crime everywhere,
House ratings. They raided a lot of houses.
Did they?
Yeah. And then I think there was a shift in management. I think these guys were looking at the long term, and they're like, okay, we need to kick out like certain groups and minorities so that we can make a shift, because Bayshore is located in such an incredible area, right?
That's the best location in the city.
Mall's right there, Cineplex is right there. You got Carlingwood, you got the westbound highway, westbound, eastbound, southbound. Everything's right there for you. So I think they just realized, okay, we got to shift things up, and you got the bus station in Bayshore.
It's true.
So you started just
even the country club, right?
And we even have the rec center. So there's a rec center that has basketball, swimming.
Why did you guys call it the country club? Real talk.
It was called the country club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they changed
some
the name.
prestige in a hood.
It was literally called, like, they had a big sign on it that said country club, and then they changed it.
Oh, legit?
Yeah.
I won't lie. I don't remember any of that stuff.
Different signage, different man. It's a whole.
So what's it called now? Bayshore Rec Center.
The Akora Center.
Oh my God!
Akora
came in and infiltrated.
Yeah, so now Bayshore is called Akora Village. They rebranded, bro. There were shootings that would happen in Bayshore. There's a shooting at that rec center that never made the news.
So you know what? Then how do you feel about that rebranding? Because I remember there was a lot of mixed feelings at the time. Being everyone's like, "Oh, what do you mean it was called Bayshore?" But realistically, I don't know how anybody glorifies the hood nowadays.
On that.
Realistically, what are you gaining out of the hood? That
I completely agree with you. So I think that's where there's that shift in opinion. Like for me, when I saw there's a name change, I was offended. I was upset.
Of course you were.
Bayshore, like, this is our block. This is that XYZ. But honestly, there's no pride in that. Like Bayshore was a bad neighborhood. Nothing's changed in the sense of like people, like same people live there. It's just they rebranded so that they could, build their business and kind of grow the community.
Which is good. And honestly, people should have done that.
Because people would hear Bayshore and be like, oh no, I don't want to go near there.
Yeah,
besides the mall, like, oh, I don't want to, be there late at night. I don't want to walk there. But it's actually a safe neighborhood. I feel like every neighborhood in Ottawa is safe. Like if you mind your business and you're not involved in whatever it is there is to be involved in, no one's going to bother you.
No, you know what, honestly, especially since I grew up in Ottawa too. Originally, when I grew up, I came out of Shillington.
Yeah.
So that was always a thing. You don't bother nobody, they don't bother you. I think that's just a common thing. I don't know about the States, to be honest with you.
This isn't New York. This isn't like...
I don't know anything about American, hood life or anything like that.
There's not a lot of like, random robberies. Typically, like crime in Ottawa, the person knows the other person.
It's very targeted.
It's very targeted. So...
Which makes sense. So yeah, good. You know what? It's a very good thing. Because when they said they were rebranding to Akora Village, I'm like, you know what? And I remember when I was talking to Richie Rich, I had him on the podcast. I think it was the first episode. I think so. They already had that building. Do you remember the condo they put right beside that? No, it was the condo. It was the condo building. It was the newer one. I don't remember if they were building it or you refinished.
This is in Bayshore?
Yeah. This is the one right beside the country club.
So that one was always there. What happened was that was their first renovation project.
Beautiful.
So they took that and they just made the interiors just modern completely. I think they took like a French sort of concept, open concept, made everything nice. And then once he saw the gain in that property, he said, okay, we're gonna do this to every.
Bro, I'm telling you, Bayshore is a very nice location.
Absolutely.
If like there was properties you can actually just purchase and it looked like more of a suburban area, like Crystal Beach, 100%.
100%. And on that same note, like you have Andrew Hayden Park, Britannia Beach right beside you.
I love Andrew Hayden. Britannia Beach sucks, bro. I grew up there my whole life. I only like the rocks in the back. We used to go sit there. We used to
they almost got rid of that park.
Did you?
No, well, they almost got rid of it because
obviously not you, but
yeah, they want to build a bridge across the Elmer. And,
that's right.
There's that big project, and there's a huge petition against it. Like everyone was going crazy so that it wouldn't happen.
Bro, Bayshore. It's not Bayshore. Britannia Beach. That's murky.
They should build a bridge there. Absolutely.
Murky waters, bro.
It's always shut down. Too much like algae or whatever.
Yeah, literally. Disgusting. Pollution. So Bayshore Public School.
Yeah, I went to Bayshore Public School for a little bit.
So tell us your story. How did growing up? How many kids in the family?
We're a family of 3. I've got an older brother and younger sister.
Okay.
We all went to Bayshore. Actually, my little sister didn't.
You guys are the alumni, bro. Didn't you guys live in like 6 different houses in Bayshore too?
Oh man, we jumped everywhere.
Everybody that lives in Bayshore from Bayshore has to watch this episode. Show some love to David Diabetes.
We went from like 105 to 108 to like 55. We were on Woodridge, Bayshore Drive. We were everywhere. Moved like 6 times. 6 or 7 times in that neighborhood.
That's actually wild, bro.
It's actually wild.
That's love for the place.
We you know what? My parents even bought a place in Barhaven, and we hated it as kids so much that we moved back to Bayshore.
How come that's such a common story? I feel like I've heard that many, many times.
There's not a lot of places that have that sense of community, bro. It lacked in so many places, and Bayshore had it amazing.
That's fine.
There's probably other neighborhoods that had it similar, but man, because we talked about the ecosystem that Bayshore has around it, because of that ecosystem, everything was there. So as a kid, you finish school, right? Come back from school, you eat, you go right to the rec center. We're playing basketball till like the late night. When we're done, we're all walking home together. Like you can't beat that. The Boys and Girls Club.
I was gonna say, were the Bayshore boys really involved? I know Richie and Ramsey were.
Oh yeah.
With the Boys and Girls Club.
There was a Boys and Girls Club in Bayshore.
No, I was talking about the one right beside the Barneys and Ramsey on the morning.
No, that's the Ramsey Boys and Girls Club. There was one in Bayshore too. It was called the Basement, but it was upstairs.
That's hilarious, bro.
Big shout out to Boys and Girls Club. We have a partnership with them. So
do you?
It's great. Yeah.
For SAF?
Yeah.
Very nice.
They got kicked out of the country club.
So at least say something. You just brought up SAF.
I'll bring that up, but like I just want to talk about the ecosystem first. So like Bayshore, we had the Boys and Girls Club. When Ferguson took over, they decided to kick out the Boys and Girls Club to start their own little program, which it's impossible to replicate the Boys and Girls Club. So that was a huge loss for the community, but they gave us so much. They would take us to Toronto all the time. They took us to 67 games, Sens games.
I still remember that actually.
Yeah, bro. It was incredible. They take us to Mont Cascade, Calypso. And like you're taking a bunch of youth that have nothing or can't afford to ever do that, and you bring them to all these places. So growing up in like, a neighborhood that didn't offer much in terms of like the crowd, we got a lot because of Boys and Girls Club. I was even a part of a couple different youth councils. The Bayshore Youth Council. Yeah.
Nice.
We went to the city a couple times. We would give them, we would do proposals on the lights around Bayshore. Actually, I could talk about that. So some of the lights around Bayshore, I was involved with putting them up because a lot of parts of Bayshore were dark, really dark. Walking through it, you'd see nothing. And that was part of like, that would add to the crime, right?
I guess it's the concealed by the darkness tonight.
Exactly. Right. So we did a proposal and we talked to the city and we asked them to put up new lights in particular areas in the neighborhood. And
that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you're an active member. You're a philanthropist. An active member.
We would wipe down graffiti. We take that stuff off.
Good, bro.
It was good.
That's the kind of life. That's the thing we should be promoting nowadays.
Absolutely.
Especially for coming from where you came from. Well, even like as an example, even when I was in the hood, bro, the only thing that was ever promoted was the life of crime, and that was a cool thing to do and all that. So, and since you're obviously always dabbling in the other end,
yeah,
that's incredible, man.
So on that same note, just branch things together.
Hold on, let's fast forward a little bit at least. Let's get through the schooling things after too, just so we can figure out the state situation.
So, Boys and Girls Club did a lot for us, and me and my brother opened a gym called SAF Performance in Little Italy, and we have a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club.
Very nice.
We offer services. We offer services to them for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we take care of them, and we train the kids for free. We work them out. We do, fitness literacy, all for no charge.
Am I just getting to know you now on the podcast? I didn't even know any of this stuff.
We sponsored them basically, and so we even we bought them shirts and stuff, you know, with our logo on it and things, and we take care of those kids.
That's
so we
amazing,
train them every week, and they come through.
I love it.
And anyone involved with the Boys and Girls Club, Keon being like the main, he's the main person in the Boys and Girls Club, our main contact. Anyone that, you know, works with them, they come along, and we.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we do that.
But you guys are also. Anyways, you know what? Let's link that up anyway. Let's continue on the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the States, because the States takes you somewhere after that. So you're here, Bayshore, all that other stuff.
I ended up getting a basketball scholarship, and I went to high school in New Jersey. So I was at Union City High School in Union City.
How much of a culture shock was that going to an American school compared to here?
Bro, like if I could, there's no comparison. Like if I take, let's say, Bell High School and Union City High School, it's High School Musical, bro. You got a school that's 2 blocks, like 2 New York blocks, like long, a football stadium on the roof.
That's insane. That's
You're
so
eating,
wild.
They're giving you breakfast. They're giving you lunch. You know, you go to train, you go with the team. They have like protein ready for you in the locker room.
That's
like
insane.
They're taking care of you.
That's insane.
Prep rallies, like, oh man.
So when we used to see the movies, like that was actually legit.
Yeah, especially in Texas. If you go to schools in Texas, they have their own football stadiums. Like
That's
legitimate,
insane.
like ginormous football stadiums.
That's actually insane.
They put money into that stuff.
Good. With all the tax dollars we're putting in nowadays, bro.
Oh, man.
Where's our football stadiums
It's
on the
funny that you
roofs?
say that, because these, like, a lot of these schools aren't even private; they're public schools.
That's
and
insane.
they're just huge. The entertainment industry is such a huge. It's $1 billion industry, right? We don't put enough into it. I wish we did, but we don't.
I know. Well, honestly, they should have invested more. So from there, okay, you got a full scholarship. You did well. You graduated.
Yeah. So then I did a year of college in Florida. I was in Orlando. And then after that, I moved to...
There's too much I don't even know about this guy. Anyways, yeah.
I told you about
You
Florida.
never said nothing, bro. Never said nothing. You ain't coming over anymore.
Come on now. We talk about so much. I think this just went past you, you know? But I was in Florida. I was in Orlando. And then after that, I moved to Nova Scotia. I went to Cape Breton University. I played basketball over there. I did a bachelor's of science. And then from there, I left to play pro basketball in Egypt. So I was in Egypt, Alexandria, playing for a team called Ittihad. I was there for about a year and a bit.
How was that, though?
I loved it. It was incredible. Yeah.
I don't know much about the Middle East.
Oh, man. Alexandria was beautiful.
But
Exactly. Yeah. I was on the coast. So it was beautiful. They gave me a 2-bedroom apartment.
What was on the
trained
coast?
Every day. Alexandria.
Bro, Egypt is like this.
Yeah.
And everybody's populated on the coast. Of course, you're on the
That's not
coast.
true, bro.
I thought Cairo, Scandaria, that's
not on the coast, bro.
Everybody's right here on the coastline, no?
Look,
Anyways, continue.
Cairo's more towards the center of the country, but it's where the Nile is. So you're right, it's beside a body of water, but it's in the Nile.
All right, I've seen the map.
Okay, all right.
Anyways.
So Alexandria was nice. Hooping there was a good time. You know, I made some new friends.
Was the whole ball team Egyptian?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even I played for my national team in 2015 or 2014, and so a lot of my friends from when I played for the national team were still playing pro when I came. So
Really?
it was really nice. There's like one guy on my team that I used to play with, a couple guys from different nadis or clubs that I already knew. So
Why'd you quit ball, by the way? Bro, I sucked in basketball. I was a bench warmer, bro.
you know what?
I got
It was a tough choice, bro. It was a very tough choice, but I decided I wanted to settle down more, and I was thinking more towards the future in the sense of, you know, when I want to get married and all of that, am I going to tell my wife from Canada, just pull up, you know, screw whatever bachelor's you did, you're just going to move country to country with me? Because there's a lot of moving in basketball, you know, and it just felt like there was going to be a lack of consistency. So I thought I'd just come back and settle down in that sense. And that's why I worked government for a little while, and that's when I started getting things going from there. So it was a tough choice, but the main reason I decided to leave basketball was I didn't consider myself to be a one-dimensional person where all I did was basketball. I felt like I had more to offer, and I had an ability to leave a decent footprint behind, and I want to expand on that.
So when you finished ball and you came back, that's when you just went to the government straight?
Yeah, like I had some contacts and kind of worked that out and got into the government within like a year.
I think the cool part about the government is you can actually go from department to department.
Yeah, you can.
Like if you don't like what you're doing, at least the biggest thing is you have an in.
Exactly.
And then now You're doing, what did you say you were doing before? You're e-commerce. What were you doing?
No, commerce. So I'm finishing a second bachelor's. I'm doing a bachelor's of commerce in accounting. And that's what I do want, like, as a main thing on, like, or not a main thing, but something I do is I do accounting for the government. But my main thing is real estate. I'm a real estate agent. So,
let's talk about that.
you know, yeah.
So what made you get it? So that's a crazy transition when you come from Bayshore, come from the hood, move to Morocco. You lied to me about you never went to Florida. Bullshit, eh? You know, they say gangsters don't die, they get chubby and they move to Miami.
Come on
I mean, I did the chubby part, but I'm still here.
Come on.
I haven't moved to Miami yet. But anyway, so you did all that. You went to the States, you played ball. Everything was so sports oriented for you. How did you end up just saying, you know what, let me get down to academics? And then what pushed you into real estate as well? I know you have a very warm personality. You have that trait where people just they lower their walls and they get comfortable with you. But why was it real estate for you? What pushed you there?
I appreciate that. So I think a lot of great things I got from sports was being able to be disciplined and being able to be consistent and to just, you know, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Because in sports, you got to do that. You can't just sit down.
It's on a sales pitch, guys.
You gotta push yourself. It's really how it is, especially if you want to be a pro. There's high school, there's collegiate, and there's a pro. And if you're a pro, you got to treat yourself like a pro. You know, and I tell this to kids now or college kids that we train. Like, you want to be a pro so bad, but are you a pro? Do you treat yourself like a pro?
Yeah.
Do you have a pro schedule? You know what I mean? Do you wake up at this time and get things done? How are you supposed to be a pro? Like, what do you do that's going to make you, you know, excel above other athletes? Because only like 1% really go pro, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a very small number and the margins are tight. So how are you going to do it?
You have to compete, and how you going to compete if you're not 100%. I was saying this before on another episode. I was talking about how a lot of these athletes, they're battle ready at all times.
You have to be proactive,
mentally, physically. They're consistent.
So that
every day.
So that, you know, meshed in and mixed in with, you know, certain personality traits that I have, it made sense for me. And I've always been told that I should get into sales. So I decided to get into real estate because you know, I feel like I could do well in it, and also I understand it. You know, real estate's a great industry to be in because we're always going to need homes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And there's only a limited quantity while numbers rise, right? The population keeps getting bigger.
What do you think about the Canadian market compared to the States?
It's a smaller market, right? We're a lower population. We definitely have more land mass, but not all of it's
talking about recession-wise, right? Because you said everybody always needs homes.
Recession-wise?
Everybody keeps talking about looming recessions. I don't really care for much looming recessions.
I think it always cycles. You know what I mean? I think recession cycle, like we hit real lows, but then the government comes back and takes.
You know what? Honestly, this is the way I look at recessions.
Yeah.
Is everything is always about the narrative. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of the day, if there's a recession right now, okay, fine. You know, there's obviously scary things that can possibly happen. But how can you turn it into a gain for you? You
got to be adaptive.
Right? And exactly. You always, in any environment, even in business, this is literally what we do every single day.
Which comes with planning, right? And like those are, it's so funny that you say that. Like, these things, they resonate with every industry. So like a real estate agent, like if you want someone to be a real estate agent, you want them to be proactive for you and you want them to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like a realtor is a marketer and that's their 24/7 job. But they're also proactive marketing, and they got to be prepared because they're a professional negotiator.
Yeah.
And going into any negotiation, you can get, you know, person A that just goes into the negotiation with like face value information, or you get person B that does every single search and looks for every single piece of information on every party involved, so that they can leverage that information during the negotiation, right? So there's two types of people, and I feel like coming from sports. And being someone that's hungry, growing up in a not so great neighborhood.
Not so great neighborhood. Just be honest about it.
Yeah, and
it used to be.
You know, loving interacting with people, like those qualities kind of make sense for me to go into like negotiations and go into sales. So that's why I pushed into real estate. With the commerce that we talked about,
yeah,
accounting is interesting to me because I'd rather do my own books. So I feel like that's going to help me in real estate. Being able to do my own numbers and my own books.
You have to always understand your numbers.
Exactly.
So that was one of the biggest things I've ever learned. It was the fact that if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Accountants are the engineers of the business world. You need to know your numbers. And so I felt like it was necessary information for me. And the main gain from that is to just contribute to what I'm doing.
I feel like real estate's a big showman business as well, though.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Realistically, who you're marketing at, you're not marketing. So obviously, you're part of the EXP brokerage. I know that you just made the transition.
Yeah.
Which is genius.
Oh yeah.
Any realtor in Ottawa, I still don't understand why are they part of those old brick and mortars.
Any real estate in the
It's
world.
not even my industry. I'm looking at the model.
It only makes sense.
You know what's very annoying is whenever I hear, oh yeah, but it's a pyramid scheme.
but it's not.
No. You know what? Everything is a pyramid scheme. Look at me as an example, right?
Yeah.
I'm the CEO of my companies.
Yeah.
I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Just natural. Everybody's going to be below me, right?
For sure. In this case, like with EXP, them having like no brick and mortar stores and having everything being virtual, having our own metaverse, like.
I don't think I care much about the metaverse. I just feel like more of the...
As in, like, that's our brick and mortar. So it's like when I want to go look at things, if I want to, go to a seminar or get information, I open up our metaverse and I go inside and I go to that seminar.
I like being outside, to be honest. I don't like working from home. If I had a nice office,
that's the job of a realtor, bro. You're outside. If you want it, you're out there getting it. You know
I know 100%. But I'm just saying, like as an example, like if I had a nice office, why not? I got this nice corner office.
Maybe go get your own office.
The customers aren't showing up. I don't care about that.
But even if they do, like let's say, like it only saves you money in terms of the business sense being with that brokerage because they're not paying a brick and mortar, so your fees don't go to a brick and mortar. They come back to you, and that's why they can do the model things like where if you bring someone else on the company, like. You can gain a benefit from that and so on and so forth because money's not going to a brick and mortar. Like the way they did things is incredible. And I was with a company called Solid Rock and they're trying to implement what EXP is doing.
Everybody should, I think EXP has already paved the way in terms of what everybody wants. You know what? Listen, one thing I found very enticing wasn't the fact that, you can recruit people and then you can obviously get a rev share and it doesn't affect them, which is obviously cool because at the end of the day, everybody talks about how they want to be rewarded. So if you have a friend that's in real estate, and you want to grow your business with them, why don't you just join me? I'll help you. And at the same time, I'm getting paid as well. So it's not like I'm literally taking time out of my day. It's at least there's mutual benefit somewhere.
The brokerage
for me, what I find is incredible is actually the stock options and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's right there for you. You get the stock, you can sell it immediately. It's right there.
I gotta throw 2 realtors on from different brokers and just let you guys
you know what? It's as simple as this. Like you've heard
live debate.
You've heard of Remax?
Yeah, I heard
of course. Who hasn't heard of Remax?
Yeah.
What's their market cap? Their market cap is, I think, 300 million.
Oh, this is all your information. I don't know.
These are the stats. You can just Google these. Anybody watching can Google this. Market cap for Remax, which is huge. Everyone's heard of Remax, is 300 million. EXP's market cap is over 2 billion. So that just says what it needs to say.
Hold on. If we're gonna go that route, let's be honest. Nobody's calling you because you're on EXP.
No, of course not. They're calling you're your own business.
Remax Core.
You're your own business.
Whatever American brokerages are out there.
This is just for the benefit of a realtor. Like the most in demand lawyers are the ones from the highest, most expensive firms. The firms making the most money.
Okay. So Deloitte, McKinsey, KPMG,
exactly.
Whatever.
So like EXP is huge in that sense, and why? Because they're successful. And they really do a lot for their realtors. Like everything's ready for you to go.
Can you guys also, since you guys are in many different countries, can you, let's say if right now you wanted to go to Dubai?
Yeah, like the license could be transferred.
And all the other countries as well, or no, you have to actually get recertified into the...
I can't speak on what I don't know. So like I don't
Dubai's.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But I would think that there might be some ability to transfer over.
That would be a very big perk. I want to go to Dubai. That's a fact.
That's huge, bro. Who doesn't want to
belong in this winter wonderland? Whoever came up with that theory for me is
it's just
wild.
tough, man. Canada's not what it used to be.
6-7 months of what? I'm so petty about the winter.
Yeah,
I literally did the math one time. I don't even remember the numbers anymore. I'm not a numbers guy, but I remember I did the math one time, and I'm like, I'm spending over like almost 2/3 of my life in the snow. Yeah, I hate the snow.
Wasn't it hailing last week?
Bro, let's not talk about that. We're not talking about that. I hate it so much. I remember I looked outside and I'm like, I swear to God, right now I have those Avion traveler points. Yeah. I'm like, I swear to God, I'll cut a ticket right now.
I know, man.
Right now, I'm leaving. I'll pack my bags. I'm so done with this place.
Bro, we're made for the warmth, right? Like it's
mine is 40,000 degrees here, and it's bro, we're here in the valley.
Imagine the guys in Saskatchewan, bro, like in the plains that are getting minus 40. Those winds are.
Bro.
It's tough. It's tough.
Dubai is very enticing.
Yeah, UAE in general is very enticing. There's it's a big market. It's a growing market. So, anything in the Middle East is great.
You know what? At the same time, I always said if I was to finish off anywhere, I'd want to move back home to Lebanon. Honestly, I love the fact that you still have 4 seasons, but the winters are nothing like here. 0. Absolutely. You get the 4 seasons. Even in the summertime, you can go swimming in the beach. You can go skiing in the hills. And it's a beautiful country.
I feel like it always goes back to this, bro. A lot of the reasons why our families even migrated to Canada was for what? It was for opportunity. And more so than ever, those opportunities are just becoming less and less. Or you're not getting much because you're paying half that opportunity in tax.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Like now, us being older, us being businessmen and understanding all these things, we want to be closer to home in the sense of culture and religion. And what better than, like, you know.
It's definitely, you know what, it dawns on you the more you age, that's for sure. Because I definitely didn't have these thoughts when I was growing up. I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
I always wanted to build a conglomerate or something massive.
Yeah.
So that was always part of the plans. I feel like Canada lacks a lot of things.
And also,
sorry, go ahead.
Our countries are just growing in that sense because the Middle East, there's so many emerging markets, you know, doing way better than a lot of countries in the West. So there's also that piece. Before, like 20, 30 years ago, none of these places really existed. And also the markets were so much lower. So everyone wanted to migrate to the West. I want to make more money. I want to live a better life. Well, now the Middle East is catching up in that sense. So it's like, if I want to live a better life, I can do that in the Middle East while still being openly Muslim and, you know, practicing and eating halal food and stuff like that.
You want to talk about Islam for a second here. Let me tell you something. I remember I have many dreams in life, many dreams in life. I have the best parents in the world. I love my dad. My dad is the king, the freshest man in the world. You ever see this guy? Freshest man. I've never seen a hair out of place on this guy. My brother Mo needs to learn a lesson from this guy.
Bro, he was getting a haircut in front of the house like 2 days ago. Just getting a haircut right in front of the yard. Old man, this guy was like 70, bro,
Gangster.
Cutting your dad's hair, and your dad's just there chilling, looking.
No, my dad's 70. Bukhalid is like 77.
Okay,
bro.
well, yeah, Bukhalid, you know, but he's just cutting it up. They look like little mobsters, bro, just doing their thing. Your dad's a realist.
So let me tell you something. I remember one of my biggest dreams is I used to see my dad working. And you know what bothers me a lot, actually? A lot of people, when they say, oh, they resent their fathers because they worked so much. Mm. If they were loving, it's one thing. If they weren't loving at all, is another thing. I remember I never used to see my dad until Saturdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays was Baba Day, bro. Yeah. My dad used to work from 6 a.m. till 2 a.m. every single day. And you want to talk about mental responsibility. He used to take care of his entire, bro, there were like 14 kids, 13 kids. I don't remember how many kids. Plus mom and dad from back home. He came here to give us all a better life or whatever. We were born here, like the kids.
Yeah.
But he wanted to give his family back home a better life. Realistically, anybody that's in Lebanon, if they have outside support, bro, they're well.
Yeah.
Or they're okay.
Yeah.
Now it's a different story. If they have no outside support, they're completely toast.
Yeah, it's not easy.
But anyways, my dad working, supporting for them and all that, supporting for us as well. And then I remember my dream was always to get my dad like to pay off his mortgage. Mm. Right. So I remember growing up, my nickname was Frankie for certain reasons. And then after that, I said, you know what, let's go. And I said, what's the English translation of my name? Yusuf. Joseph will go by Joey.
Yeah.
And I used to watch a lot of Uncle Joey Diaz, so I found them very funny. Yeah. So anyways, I went by Joey, right? So everybody I was introducing myself to is Joey. And I found it was a lot easier than saying Yusuf. And everybody always wants an explanation to your name.
Bro,
if you don't look Canadian, you know what's funny to everybody out here? Nobody's actually foreign to this nation. Everybody's an immigrant except the natives.
Exactly.
Right. So anyways, I remember I went and seen this customer. It was the biggest roof I signed years and years ago. And I remember I went and signed the biggest customer was like $100,000 roof, huge metal. It was a beautiful job. And I remember I was the most excited guy in the world. I remember I'm like, yes, I'm finally going to pay off my dad's mortgage. I'm super pumped. I'm like, I can't wait. It's going to be one of those moments you hand the check. He starts crying. You're like, I'm crying too, boo. So I remember I'm picking up the deposit. The job is signed.
Yeah.
It's a $25K check. It's a 25% down. I'm going to pick it up. I had a friend of mine working for me at the time I've known him since I was a kid. So he knew my entire family and our names.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm talking to the client. I'm there to pick up the check. And then he starts going like, Yusuf, I have to show you something. So I said, no problem. Give me 1 second. I take a quick peek. I come back. I'm telling you, as if a wall of tension just got built out of nowhere. Wow. So I'm trying to... instantaneous. I knew there was an issue, but I'm like, I wonder what just happened in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyways, we start chatting. 2 minutes go in, we start chatting. She's like, by the way, where are you from? And I'm like, oh my God.
Here we go
with this question, and we already know where this question's going to lead to.
Yeah.
I said, I'm Canadian. Where are you from? Well, where's your parents from? I love that question, eh?
Yeah.
Where are your parents from? What does it matter, bro?
Yeah.
Anyways, they're Lebanese. What's that? Google it. Anyways, oh, where are you from? It's the Middle East. Oh, so you're Arab. I said, yeah. I'm very proud to be, And it's funny how we're viewed as such barbaric people.
I know, man.
When literally a lot of society, how about I tell you, how about years, you know how right now, if you go to a graduation ceremony and they have the tassel caps and the gowns, that's actually an old Arab tradition. That gown was the thobe and the tassel cap. They used to put a Quran, and that thing that would dangle was actually the bookmark. You know what I mean? So they look at it as like, anyways. So she's like, oh, so you're Arab. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, so are you Christian or are you an Islamist? I'm like, an Islamist. What am I, ISIS, man? Are you kidding me, bro? What's an Islamist? I'm like, yeah, I'm Muslim and I'm proud to be. 30 seconds later, yeah, we're going to have to evaluate other contractors to see if you're the right fit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, buddy. I already know where you're going with this one. Well, what's the right fit?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was my little 2-cent rant.
It's
I hate that question gets annoying, but
it's how it goes sometimes, bro. I get the random oh, Dawwd? Oh, like David. Oh, you mean David?
No, it's Dawwd.
Yeah, no, I don't mean David. I mean
Dawwd. It's insulting a little bit. But like, that's my name, man. Just call me by my name.
Or like they can't say it like, oh, Dawwd, like Dawwd, Dawwd.
Well, that's the funnest part, bro.
Listen, it's two syllables. If you could say like Kowarski or all these other like European names, you could say Dawwd.
That's a fact.
So it's ridiculous.
That's a fact. You know what? I think, and on top of that, to bring it back to the other topic we were talking about before, I think sales is one of the most crucial things. I think everybody should learn sales.
Yeah.
Sales, it helps you navigate into your day-to-day life, even friendship, relationship, anything, partnership.
It's human-to-human relationship.
Yeah, that's all it is, right? The thing about sales, it's all about psychology. I'm terrible in numbers. But sales in life is all about psychology, right? Understanding the otother table. When we're talking, there's actually 4 personality traits. There's the analytical, the driver, the amiable, the emotional, or the expressive, sorry. And then once you start to understand these things, that's what I realized at a young age. When you really start understanding that, right? The different types of personalities and being able to factor which and what.
It takes a lot of social intelligence.
Yeah, it does. It really does. But you know, it's so fun, man. I don't know about you, but I have so much fun doing it. I love it. Meeting walks of life. You meet some interesting people.
Oh, man.
I used to be a door-to-door sales guy, bro. I remember one time I literally went and I was knocking on these doors and we were selling HVAC and energy. And I swear to God, I remember I entered this lady's house and we're trying to sell her gas and energy and hydro or whatever years ago.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't part of the sleaze bags to anybody listening. I wasn't part of those sleaze bags. Actually quit because of them.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
But I remember I went downstairs one time and I remember I saw this whole shrine, bro, with like I don't remember what neighborhood. I want to say it was more of like the East End, like Jasmine Crescent area, whatever.
Bro, it gives you perspective. Like it tells you,
bro, this lady
how
was
big the world is,
voodoo, bro. I've never been so scared in my life. I remember I seen a sheep skull. Yeah. There was the whole. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro,
there
are so many different walks of life, and it's shocking sometimes.
Oh yeah, man.
What is it? Yo, there's this event center attached to the gym, right?
What gym?
SAF.
Okay,
in Italy, okay.
By the way, who owns SAF? Is
Ibrahim.
It both? Just Ibrahim?
Yeah. Ibrahim's like the main. I'm involved too. I own it too, but I don't.
No, you're doing real estate and other stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
so this is Ibrahim's
silent partner.
Silent partner.
Yeah. If Abe's listening, silent partner.
Silent partner.
There you go.
But I remember seeing this huge line stretching out the whole building, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? What's happening? And I go see Bongo. Bongo's the guy who runs the event center.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, oh, we have wrestling tonight.
Wrestling?
Yeah. I'm like,
interesting.
What? Wrestling? Like, what do you mean wrestling? He's like, no, like wrestling. He's like, come in, like, let me show you. I go inside and they have a whole WWE, like an actual, setup, a platform.
Like a ring
wrestling.
and everything?
Like a full ring. Full ring, bro. And just, it was so packed, you wouldn't believe it.
That's crazy.
Out the building. In my head, I was just thinking to myself, like, I would have never thought there'd be this much interest in this. And neither did he. He's like, bro, you wouldn't believe how packed up these events get. And like, I wouldn't have thought that either.
Nostalgia?
It's not that. There's people that are just genuinely interested in wrestling. As much as we get caught up in our own worlds and we wouldn't, you think of certain crowds and stuff, you think, okay, like that's probably, people would do that, but it's not that popular. Like, oh, wrestling? Yeah,
Come on, you're trying to say you weren't interested in
that's for
wrestling when you were a
Texas.
kid?
That's for Texas. I wasn't, bro.
Really?
I wasn't.
The Undertaker, Bret Hart,
I
all
know these
legends.
names. I remember when The Rock was doing his thing. And
Bro,
stuff,
I remember we used to beat each other up as kids all day, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know much about wrestling. I just cared about basketball.
Bayshore
Basketball is all I cared about, bro.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it gives you perspective. There's so many different walks of life and so many people that enjoy even voodoo, bro. Like these voodoo people.
Voodoo,
like,
bro. I remember I knocked on this other door.
Yeah.
And then an Asian lady opened the door and I was trying to talk to the homeowner.
Yeah.
Anyway, she didn't understand anything I was saying, right?
Yeah.
This is in Barhaven. Huh? This is years ago. So anyways, I don't know what happened. She was saying, I was telling her I was trying to look at her furnace.
Bro, she hit you with I don't speak English. Like,
no, I was telling her furnace. I was trying to look at the furnace. I wanted to see if it was old or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, bro, there was like 9 different locks on this basement door.
Oh no.
And I guess she was a cleaner there. Okay. So she wasn't living there. So anyways, I'm undoing the locks and I'm opening the door.
9 locks?
Bro, I'm exaggerating.
You need to step out.
I'm exaggerating. I'm Lebanese right now. I'm exaggerating, bro. Okay, this is some Bollywood shit.
Because if I saw 9 locks, I would leave. I would actually leave that point.
No, I don't care, bro. Man, I wanted the sale. So anyways, there's like 3-4 locks.
Yeah.
One all the way at the top, one like, maybe like 6 inches below that, 2 in the middle. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe some little kids. I'm not thinking it's
I don't know, bro. If there's little kids, those locks mean they don't want those kids to get out. Like,
I won't lie. I had a feeling. It was almost like curiosity killed the cat, bro.
Yeah.
So anyways, I open the locks. I don't know. All you hear is this yelling. Guys run upstairs, gun drawn. What the hell are you doing here? Obviously, they're cussing.
Yeah.
Who are you? You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I showed them my badge.
Yeah.
You remember every door-to-door guy used to have the badge?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just trying to sell you the furnace, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever. Get the F out of the house. Who do you think you are? Da, da, da. I'm like, grow up. That place stunk.
Yeah.
As soon as that door opened, wow.
Was it tenants? Was it like somebody else living in the basement? Or
that I couldn't tell you, man. Honestly, all I knew was some couple guys ran upstairs or whatever. I think they were the ones that were actually growing the weed.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. I don't know about it. I don't know much about that stuff. So like how the logistics works.
Yeah. Well, like growing?
Yeah, like I don't know how, if it was like their house, rented it out. Don't ask me.
I don't know anything about that.
You know what I mean? Don't ask me. Call my lawyer. I'm just joking. I actually don't know. But that was one of the interesting stories about door to door.
So did you get to see the furnace or not?
Fuck the furnace, bro. I left. You see 2 Glock 9s in your face, bro. I'm like, it's not even worth this furnace, bro. I tried to sell them the AC. I'm like, let me go to the back and try to get to the AC, bro. That's what I was trying to do, man.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you this. You know what, bro? Since you actually have a lot of wealth of experience in terms of different, I don't know nothing, man. I haven't left in terms of, I've never left here. I've always lived in Ottawa my whole life. I'm trying to go to the States, but I'm saying for a guy like you that has that's lived many different places, you've experienced many different walks of life.
Yep.
What would your advice be for someone would you say you were well grounded and that was like 100% what you were going to do? Or did you always think like I needed a plan B? Like, what's your advice to people? Let people learn from your story, right?
I would tell people to plan ahead. Life hits and you should take any opportunity that you get. So for me, I just had a lot of different opportunities in a lot of different locations and I decided to go for it. Even as a kid going to high school in Jersey, like I saw an opportunity and I said,
that's big too.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's opportunity here, so I'm going to take it. You only live like this life, what is it? Like 80 years. So you might as well, gain your life experience and be willing to take risks. Obviously you got to look at, your situation and what's best for you. And it's good to have a plan, like a 2-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan. And sure, you may steer away from it from time to time, but at least gives you a general idea of what you're doing so that you can stay on that course.
So what would you say to anybody that's in the sports world?
In the sports world?
Because that's what you were doing. You were in the sports world
I would say you got to work hard, man. Like it's tough. It's very political. You got to be in the right place at the right time. Sometimes you could be a LeBron James, but if no one sees you, like
that's crazy. Actually, that's a good observation.
You're going to be stuck wherever you are, right? So it's pretty political, but you just got to work as hard as you can and take those risks. Go to where you will get exposure. Because if you don't, well, somebody else is, and you're going to lose that opportunity. It's no different than sales, right? I could be somebody's realtor, and if I'm not getting them what they want immediately, they'll go to someone else. 50% of clients go to the realtor that answers them, quicker than the other one. There's no sense of loyalty. So if you're not out here working and like trying to provide a service or trying to provide as much as you can, you're going to go with someone else. And it's no different in sports. You're your own business the same way I'm my own realtor. And you're selling yourself. So as an athlete, You got to show that you're working hard, and that shows, even just visually, you could see someone works hard physically or not. And then in terms of skill and IQ, it shows in the way that they play and the experience that they show. So,
one thing I want to say before, because we're running out of time now. One thing I want to bring up is one of that point where you're like about the whole loyalty with the realtors and all the other stuff and who answers the fastest.
Yeah.
I find in sales, a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to sell you the value. When in reality, people only want, you only should be selling them the result.
Yeah.
It's not about, oh, you know what, this brokerage, that brokerage, we're using this method in this system. It's, listen, this is what you're looking for. You're looking to sell this house because you're looking to upgrade or buy this house.
I'm going to get you this result, and this is how I'm going to get you this result.
Exactly. Sell the result. Stop selling them. Everyone keeps talking about value like it means a lot. But it really doesn't mean anything to me. I've been doing sales my whole life.
The value comes from getting that result. So it's really just that. This is what you want. This is exactly how I'm going to do it. And this is the time frame I'm going to do it in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm going to work for you 24/7, 9 to 9, and I'm going to get it done. And that's why you're going to work with me, because I'm going to be proactive for you and do this for you.
I'm literally thinking what I wanted to do is one of my plans is I was going to open up like another segment of the podcast, and I was going to try to do them like once a month or something like that. Not too long or anything like that, but I was going to call it Kitchen Table Talks.
That's kitchen
table talks.
Kitchen table talks. I like that. Are we going to eat? Are we going to eat at the kitchen table?
100%, bro. We're going to have couscous and whatever Moroccan dish, bro. You know what I mean? We're going to stay.
Look at the itis, bro. We're going to fall asleep during the podcast.
Fall asleep, bro. I'm going to be happy, hungry, and sleepy, bro. That's it. But the whole point is I want to be able to teach, because I do mentor people in terms of sales.
Yeah.
And like I said, a lot of everyone keeps trying to throw facts at people. You know what I mean? Like it's a fun fact or it's a questionnaire. Well, sell the result. That's what you're trying to sell. Like even as an example, if I'm selling a roofing product, it's not just about the product itself. I'm selling the way the process is going to be, but I'm really selling the result.
Man, people don't understand
you want your leak to stop. And the end of the day, this is how we're going to get it to stop. And this is the time and we're going to be focused on X, Y, and the third. And here's your service. And this is what you're going to be dealing with.
I believe that, bro. I think sales is just very dynamic. Like you have to be able to adapt to the client, and you got to read the client, have that social intelligence, and know how to talk and what they really want to hear and what you can actually provide.
That's right.
It's difficult. You're a craftsman though. You have that experience. You have that ability, but not everybody has that amount of experience or amount of intuition that you do. So
you know what? It's a blessing, man. Honestly, it's a blessing. And what I'm trying to do is, like I said, I'm trying to mentor young men to be better versions of themselves. Like as an example, today I got into an argument with somebody. And I feel like, everyone's just so used to everything's being soft on them.
Yeah.
And if you say anything that upsets them, automatically they're going to respond to you in aggression or, why are you talking to me like that? But at the end of the day, why are you upset with me that I'm calling out your mistakes?
Yeah.
When I want the best for you, when you should be upset with the reality that you're in. Yeah. Be upset in the situation that you're in. You want to get out of that situation. I'm not telling everybody go be an entrepreneur, a businessman, whatever. Listen, find something that you want to do in life and be fucking amazing at it. 9 times out of 10, if you're incredibly well at what you do, you will make it. I don't give a shit where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone's so focused on the wrong things, but I'm just saying, stop getting everyone's so soft. And my message to them, was why are you upset with me that I want you to perform at the peak capacity?
Yeah.
And you're with guys like us, bro. What do you think? You think they're babied us when we were young? We came from the worst of neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. And at the end of the day, be mad at your situation and your circumstance and try to make a change for that. Don't come be mad at me.
I think tough love is tough love, bro. Some people, take it the right way, the wrong way. It's all about perspective.
I love you, diabetes. It's all love. And that concludes this story, guys. The next episode, we'll see you then. And that's it.
That's fun. Oh, that was fun.
Oh,
That's fun.